No. It's okay. Just keep filming. Don't try that.
Here we are at a crocodile farm. The difference between a farm and a park is a farm is strictly for breeding and raising them for the leather industry. A park is where people, tourists and stuff can be able to go in and see it. So a park is set up different than a farm. Some people would say, well, the cages, they don't look very appealing. Crocodiles really don't care what kind of cage they're in as long as they have clean water, food, and area to be able to spread out their legs. So this farm here breeds them so that there's more crocodiles here in the Philippines, but also prevents them from going extinct in the wild. They're also used for the leather industry because if you don't raise them on farms and you're only catching them from the wild, you don't know how many animals you have left, and it's not a renewable resource. So, you guys are ready? Let's head on out. He's not happy, but what we're doing doesn't hurt them. Okay, now you look at the back of his head. You see, this is a saltwater crocodile, and when they close their mouth, it's like a crocodile smile. Now this guy's about 3 feet long, and it would hurt if he bit. But if you close his mouth, you see how you still see his teeth when he closes his mouth. And then these are scent glands underneath. This is his armor plating on the back. His stomach is a lot softer. So this is his armor plating. The noise he's making the noise to call his mother. Now, if you look at it, see his eyes right here? When I touch his eye, you'll see a second nictitating membrane that covers his eye. Watch. See that second one? That's so he can see underwater and nothing will mess up his eyes. When he's underwater, they close their nose right there. Little tiny nostril right there will close. Now, you're probably wondering, where's a crocodile's ears, right? No, you're not going to bite me, not today. So, his ears are right here. Okay, wait. Right here's his ears. Right underneath that little flap, that's his ears right there. Yes, I'm just showing your ears. See that? So, these are baby crocodiles. These are about what, a year, 2 years old? 2 years old. And they can grow about a foot a year for the first few years of their life. And once they get about 6 feet, that's when they're bought by Louis Vuitton and other bag companies to make leather industry. This crocodile died probably yesterday. When we got here, the other crocodiles were already starting to chew on it. As you'll see, it's already missing its legs. Most likely what happened was it was fighting over food, another one ripped open its stomach, and then it becomes a feeding frenzy. So what we're going to do is remove the skin, because it's still usable for the most part, and then we'll throw the carcass back in with the crocodiles. Okay, now as the caretaker here was saying, Guyaval, he was saying this one, they have a marking system so they know which one it is. Goya, can you explain how that works?
This is the single, and this is the right and left. Single is 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Single is 3, and the other one, 1, 2, 3. The left side is also 3. 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So his tag number was
Tag
338.
338.
So by doing it, they can count the numbers. So they start here, clip it a little bit there, clip it there, and it doesn't hurt the crocodile, it doesn't ruin the skin. So they know what tag number this is. So if it's a mortality, because if it had a plastic clip on it and the other crocodiles pulled it off, you wouldn't know which crocodile this was. So crocodile tag number 338, inmate 338, didn't make it. So inside the nursery here, the baby crocodiles are kept in here for a year after they're hatchlings. That lets them grow out up to a foot in the first year, but it also keeps them less stress, which lowers the mortality rate. In the wild, less than 5% of the hatchlings will actually survive. In captivity, up to 75% of them will survive. So by doing it this way, they're able to grow out quicker, less stress, and other predators can't come in and get them, such as monitor lizards, egrets, or herons, or even owls come in, dogs and cats. So this is a safe way for the first year of their life, basically kept in the dark. But it's the way to go. So this is a crocodile nursery, except it's not like your normal daycare. Okay, now the crocs behind me here are not plastic. And no, I'm not going in the water to tap one of them on the head. These guys right here are about 9 to 10 feet long. They could easily kill you. The way a crocodile attacks is it senses motion or movement around the water, and they'll come up out of the water and snag you. So if I were to use a stick or start slapping on the water, one of these guys would more than likely come after me. Now, you notice how they're all just laying there nice and still. That's for them to make you think that they're plastic, and then they'll get you. You notice some of them missing arms? That's what happens when another crocodile comes and slaps another one on the head. But each and every one of these guys could easily kill you. They'll grab you, twist, rip off chunks of meat, and then you'll bleed to death. But each one of these animals are also pretty amazing because a crocodile will actually protect its babies. After the eggs hatch, the mother will continue to carry the babies around with her and protect them from other predators. So even though they look like big, scary animals, they're actually pretty good mothers. You know, as you see with these crocodiles feeding, what's amazing about it is when they throw the chickens and stuff in there like that, it's a frenzy to see who gets to the crocodile first, or to the chicken first. Like you see that guy, he's running off with a piece of chicken. You got a guy over there with a piece of chicken, but they're not necessarily biting the other crocodile. They're trying to grab what's in his mouth, but they're not biting him. You would figure something like this is similar to a dinosaur, and yet they could literally rip the other guy apart, but they're not. They're only going after the piece of chicken. They're not trying to harm their friends. Now, the thing is though, if their friend's dead, it's free game. They'll eat their buddy. But if their buddy's alive, for the most part, they're not attacking. And now, these guys are not mature yet. These are still considered juveniles. Once you get over to the breeder size, like these guys over here, you'll notice some of them have quite a bit more damage than the ones on the other side. Some of them are actually missing their paws, their hind legs, because they get to this state where they become territorial. You notice the big guy in the water, he'll bite the other ones if they get into his area. If they try taking his piece of chicken, he will literally bite onto them, do a death roll, and pop off their arm. That's why some of them are missing their arms. But like if a human, if you had your arm bit off, you would probably bleed to death in a few minutes. These guys, amazingly enough, can survive some amazing bites and still survive. Doesn't mean it's good for them, it just means that they are able to survive. Imagine the bacteria and everything else in their mouth, and yet you don't see any infections really on them. So, ladies and gentlemen, little children, what do we learn today? If it looks like a crocodile in the water, even if you think it might be plastic, don't go in and slap it on the head. And don't try to pull its tail, because they can and will hurt you if given the chance. They need to be given respect, and farms like this are what keeps these animals from going extinct.